Hi there, Sandy here. Welcome to another Friday Findings video at my YouTube channel and my blog, keepsakecrafts.net. Today I'm going to talk to you about another basic that we use in jewelry making, and that is head pins. You might be surprised to know all of the different types of head pins that are out there. So here I have just a small assortment of different types of head pins that are available. Usually when you're looking for a head pin for your jewelry, the first thing you're going to look for is the color. Is it a color that goes with the jewelry that you're making? And you can get head pins in any color that you can find wire. So here I have a copper finish. These are black. These are silver plated, gold, antique gold, silver. These are stainless steel. All different types of wire. Whatever you need, you can find. So the next thing you need to consider when you're choosing a head pin is the type of head. This is the most basic. Its head is just a flat circle like a nail head, and it simply serves the purpose that when you slide a bead on here, it stops it from falling off. So this is the most basic and plain of head pins. A nice finish for head pins are like these ones with the ball head. They're a little bit nicer looking than the nail head ones, but not too fancy. But then you can get decorative head pins with something that kind of looks like a spacer bead at the end. Or you can get even bigger ones. And then also, you may not be aware, you can get artist-made head pins such as these. These are lampwork glass that are put on stainless steel wires. And the molten glass is put on the wire, and once it cools, it will not come off. And so I have a variety of head pins, and these can be used in many different ways. Here I have an earring with a ceramic head pin. So this blue ceramic piece was a head pin, and then I slayed another bead onto there and then made a wrapped loop and added it as a dangle component in my earring. So you can find head pins in lots of different configurations besides just the plain nail head style that you get at the store. And you don't necessarily have to use head pins just for making bead dangles. Here's one of those glass ones from this grouping, and I made a little link component. The wires are nice and long, and you can do a lot of different things with them, putting the decorative bit in the center. Another thing you want to look for when you're choosing head pins is the wire gauge. Some are going to be finer than others, like these are thicker than, say, these. You can see just by looking at them side by side. Now, some packaging will tell you what gauge the wire is, and others won't. But the more you work with jewelry and the more you get familiar with different wire gauges, you'll be able to tell. So you'll want to consider if you have a head pin like these, which is a pretty fine wire, it looks like a 22 gauge to me, you may want to do a wrapped loop. Like these, I think, are 24 gauge. They're very fine, and I definitely would make wrapped loops with these. But these are pretty heavy and chunky. I think they're 20 gauge, and these would be fine with just a simple loop. And another thing you might notice from my assortment here is that head pins come in different lengths. I've got these black ones, and you can see they're quite short. And then I've got these really big, long stainless steel ones, and like I showed you, you've got so much wire, you can do all sorts of interesting things with them. So it's good to know just what you're planning on doing with them, especially if you're purchasing head pins that have precious metals in them. You can buy gold filled or sterling silver filled or fine silver head pins. And perhaps if you're making a bunch of really short bead dangles, you can be a little bit more economical about it and purchase some of the shorter head pins. As with anything, you get what you pay for with head pins. I think some of these copper ones, these were quite inexpensive, and these little balls actually tend to pop off on me, which is not a good thing in your jewelry. And on some of the heavier ones, when I bend them to make a loop, the coating actually peels and flakes off. So it really is worth your money to purchase nicely made quality head pins, or of course you can make your own, which is a subject for another video. So I hope you found this helpful. For links to some good quality head pins, you can check out my blog post here. I'll have a supply list for you. If you have an idea for a Friday Findings video you'd like me to do, be sure to leave a comment below and I'll see if I can make you a video. Thanks so much for watching Keepsake Crafts videos. If you liked this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and share. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you do, for 3 new videos every week I upload on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Follow me on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and on my blog. Happy creating! Bye-bye.